Good evening, everyone. Welcome to ASTI Tuition Center. So today in mathematics, we're going to be looking at geometric progression, okay, also known as GP. So this topic comes in paper 2, and it is a very easy topic. All right. So now let us begin to break down the same topic that we are going to look at today. So first of all, we need to understand what GP is, because we can't just start talking about formulas when we don't really understand what this same topic is. Okay, so first of all, we need to know that GP, or geometric progression, is a sequence of numbers. It is a sequence of numbers where each term is obtained by multiplying the previous term by a fixed number called the common ratio. All right, so this is the definition. So geometric progression is simply a sequence of numbers where each term is obtained by multiplying the previous term by a fixed number called the common ratio. So let us say you've got numbers. So for you to get this term here, you have to multiply this previous term by a fixed number that is known as a common ratio. But then we're going to talk about this as we are going to look at the important things that you need to know. So this is the definition, and you really need to understand the definition. Now, let us talk about the things that you need to know when it comes to GP for you to be able to handle examination questions. So, things to know. Things to know. Number one, you need to know how to find the common ratio. Common ratio. Number two, you need to know how to find a specific term. Specific term, also known as the nth term. Okay. You also need to know how to find the sum of terms. You also need to know how to find mean, and also the sum to infinity. So these are some of the things that you need to know when you are dealing with geometric progression. So we're going to start looking at these things one by one. So the first one is the common ratio. Okay, so now if you remember very well, we said AP deals with a common difference, but then when it comes to geometric progression, here you're going to be dealing with a common ratio. Okay, so this common ratio is supposed to be the same everywhere. Okay, yeah, so let us talk about the common ratio. Common ratio. So the common ratio is supposed to be the same throughout. Now, how do you calculate the common ratio? Yeah, because this same common ratio is what is going to help you know if this thing that I'm dealing with is GP. Okay, so now how do you find the same common ratio? So the common ratio, denoted as small letter r, is equal to the second term divided by the first term. So let us say you've got numbers, then you've been told to find the common ratio. So you're going to get this term, let me put 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so let us say you've been told to find the common ratio. This is just an example. You've been told to find the common ratio. So the second term is 4 here, the first term is 2. So you're going to divide 4 by 2. So meaning your common ratio is going to be 2. So this is the formula when you are trying to find the common ratio. All right. Let us now talk about how to find the nth term or a specific term. How do you find the nth term? The nth term. So the formula for finding a specific term or the nth term is Tn is equal to the first term multiplied by the common ratio raised to the power n minus 1. Alright, where n is the position of the term that you're trying to find. The position of the term you are finding. So this is the formula. Then Tn is the number of the term that you are trying to find at a particular position. This part here, okay, term at a particular position, term at a particular position. This one is the first term. Then this one is the common ratio. Okay, and then this one is part of the formula. So this is the formula that we use when we're trying to find the nth term. Okay, so you really need to know this formula. Now let us now talk about the sum of terms. How can you be able to calculate the sum of terms? Because at times they'll tell you to say find the sum of the first 20 terms. So how do you handle such problems? Okay, yeah, we talk about the sum of terms. Okay, so the formula that you're going to use to calculate the sum of the terms depends on the common ratio that you're going to find. Okay, is the common ratio greater than 1 or less than 1? So Sn is equal to r to the power n, is equal to a, open bracket, r to the power n minus 1 over r minus 1. So this is the formula that you're going to use to find the sum of the terms if the common ratio is greater than 1. Okay, so this is the formula that you're going to use to find the sum of terms if the common ratio is greater than 1. So you need to compare the common ratio. So the formula that you're going to use depends on the value of the common ratio that you're going to find. Okay, so now we have got another formula again. 1 minus r to the power n over 1 minus r. So this one we use it when the common ratio is less than 1. So you really need to be careful because pupils miss this part. So when the common ratio is greater than 1, you're going to use this formula. When the common ratio is less than 1, you're going to use this formula. So that's all about the sum of terms. Let us talk about the mean. The mean, at times they'll ask you to say find the mean. So let us say we have got terms A, B, C. Okay, so the mean is more like the one that is here, the one that is in the middle. So B is going to be equal to the square root of A times C. So this is how you find mean. Easy stuff, as you can see. So this is the formula that you're going to be using to calculate the mean for a GP. Yeah. We can now talk about the last part, which is the sum to infinity. Sum to infinity. How do we find the sum to infinity? So the sum to infinity is going to be equal to, so you indicate this symbol down here, which means infinity, because you're trying to find the sum to infinity. So always make sure that you indicate this symbol here. This one is going to be equal to the first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. So this is the formula that you use when you are calculating the sum to infinity. Yeah, and this is very common in questions. So this is the end for the session under geometric progression. If you would love to access a lot of things, you can simply join our tuition center. So right now we are running a promotion which is going to last for a month. So you can be able to learn and access all the 4 subjects that we teach, which is mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. Make sure to join and invite your friends. Otherwise, from us, it is a good night.